not as fun a topic to talk about. DJ, you wrote about this in today's or on the web. So Marlin and Itasca had to cancel their game this week because Marlin ISD students failed to meet certain academic standards that the school district had put in place. Obviously, it's unfortunate whenever you have to cancel a football game for any reason. But I just kind of would like to get y'all's thoughts on this move by Marlin and just sort of the bigger picture of it all. I mean, how do you feel about it?
I've been thinking about how I was going to answer this question the whole day because it's obviously very difficult. Doesn't have so much to do with the football side of things, right? And also just trying to build up the courage to come up with a good answer because I don't want to get burnt at the stake by some people that might not know anything about what's going on. Talking to Coach Torres yesterday, I kind of got the feeling that he's definitely very tired. He sounded very tired. Obviously sad and disappointed that they had to cancel the game, but also a little optimistic and positive about what that would do for just, the district in general. Like they really do think on Marlin that this is going to help make them better. Personally, I think that, it comes down to what they're trying to teach. I mean, it not just on the football field, but outside of it, it's about, discipline and wanting to teach these kids about discipline. And also maybe beyond that, not just the kids, but everybody in the community, that especially because I think that a lot of people equate discipline to punishment and they're not the same thing. And what Coach Torres was really, harping on was discipline being more about accountability and consistency and wanting that to be, really central in what they're trying to do. So while the situation is not ideal, they believe in what the district wants to do here. However, from where I'm sitting, obviously I'm only 6 years out of high school and am at a weird point in my life where like I don't have any children. So I don't know what life is like right now in that sort of situation. What are those standards that they're trying to change and that they're trying to reach? How are you going to define academic excellence? Obviously, it's not an ideal situation for Itasca. They were able to find a game. They're playing a Connolly junior varsity team. And I was talking to Terry Garrick about, how that kind of also helped them in a way with they've got 2 JV squads and one of them's playing against Mejia and the other one's playing against Itasca. And, they feel a little better about that Itasca game because they are playing against a varsity squad as a JV squad. But yeah, it's not, I don't think it's the fault of the kids at Marlin or even the teachers. I really think it's a situation that speaks to the state of education across Texas and even the United States. So it's really more a system thing than it is a thing that's just happening at Marlin. And as somebody who went to high school in a rural area in Louisiana where the education was not, in my opinion, fantastic. It's
you have sympathy.
Well, yeah. I think you're right on the money up until that last part because Marlin is in a unique situation that the state is running their school district. So
well, yeah. Well, I mean, Houston ISD is currently going through that, and obviously that's a little different because it's bigger into the city. But just talking about being a rural school with a significant population of minority, demographic.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that you're right on the money about is that we don't have enough information to really understand and make a judgment about what's going on. Because, I mean, if this is a simple, actions have consequences situation, or we're going to live up to this standard, or there's going to be repercussions situation, and we take away a game week, and it's a wake-up call for people, then that's fantastic. That's, a good thing to do probably for their school district. If it ends up being more than that, and you're talking about a situation where, test scores determine whether or not you get on the football field or something like that, then and on more than just this week, then you're really taking away the motivation for a lot of people to be involved in that school district. And yeah,
does you know, it's only been 2 weeks into the school year, so like the timing also just feels a little bit weird.
yeah, they did start
I
July 31st. So yeah.
I agree with that. That it's pretty fast. I would echo a lot of what you guys are saying. I do applaud Marlin for, you know, trying to create high standards because that school district has had such problems in recent years, including, as Chad alluded to, you know, the state having to step in. And of course, we saw what happened last, you know, May, just a few months ago with graduation, where a lot of kids had to, you know, kind of wait a few weeks before they were able to, you know, have their graduation ceremony. There was a lot of hand wringing over that, you know, how could this happen? But I mean, like I said, I kind of applaud Marlin for saying, okay, these are our standards. We've got to meet these standards if we want to have fun things like football. But as Chad said, it could really become a slippery slope, because if you do take away kids, you know, motivations, like, you know, whether it's football, band, you know, whatever the extracurricular thing might be, then I wouldn't be surprised to see kids from Marlin ISD, you know, dropping out and going over to Chilton or Riesel or, you know, any nearby community.
Well, if you're a good student and a good athlete and you're in that district and this happens, even 1 week, you start to go, well, it's not too late for me to go play football at Riesel.
You just lost 10% of your regular season.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you only get.
I would think there would probably be, you know, green flag to go to another school and participate in this season, right?
I would think so. I mean, it would be similar to maybe the situation. Well, it's a good question. I don't know. I mean, that I would think the UIL would probably have to get involved, but like y'all said, a lot of questions more so than answers. And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I did, you know, take some heart in the fact that in DJ's story, Coach Torres mentioned that he's optimistic, hoping that you know, they're on the field against Mart week 2.